Well, for years it was a favorite, a draw for tourists visiting Greater Victoria, the FABLE Cottage Estates. With its unusual design and whimsical gardens, the FABLE Cottage attracted visitors from around the world. But the popular landmark closed its doors and disappeared 15 years ago, leaving many wondering whatever happened to it. Well, today, A News reporter Gord Kurbis tracked it down.
It's a home that turned into a tourist attraction that for years was a must-see destination in Victoria. But then the world-famous FABLE Cottage disappeared until today.
There was so much attention focused on this building that I found it a little overwhelming, so I wanted to hide it in the woods and give it a rest. It had had over 2 million people through it.
Denman Island's Wes Ritter is a builder and self-confessed building recycler. He says his life was changed forever when he found the famed cottage was for sale with the condition that it be moved.
I saw a newspaper article about this house being available for $1. And having remembered it from my childhood, I went out the next morning and climbed through the blackberry brambles and spent half the day wandering around looking at it, figuring out if I could do it.
Ritter had limited moving experience but took on the challenge of barging it away. He spent almost $100,000 and had to build specialized equipment for the project.
Yeah, it was very intimidating, even for the bigger house movers. Many of them showed up on barge loading day just to laugh at us and watch the hippie house movers at work.
He moved the house in several pieces to Denman Island, where it sat for 6 years before he finally got it put back together. The house is still a work in progress, and he's been improvising as he goes.
We took out the chimney at the far end of the building, and there was a great hole there through the plaster. And I'd salvaged a 1947 folk boat that was sitting out here in the field. And one day I was on the roof and I looked over at it and went, I think this would fit.
The bow of the boat fit in perfectly with the roof's distinctive design. He's also added more bedrooms to the home and created a walk-in shower room that's shaped as a mushroom. And part of the roof is now a stairwell that leads to what will be a second-floor office area. It's all in keeping with the spirit of the building, which was originally one family's dream home, until curious onlookers kept coming by.
Well, the children told me that some mornings they'd wake up and there'd be a Japanese busload full of tourists with cameras looking in the window at them.
Despite keeping the house on a very low profile, Ritter says he also finds many people still tracking it down.
I had a big group of Taiwanese citizens here last winter who came to look at the house.
Ritter originally planned to use the building as a bed and breakfast, but isn't sure that that will still happen. For now, he's just focused on trying to get it back together. On Denman Island, Gord Kurbis, A News.
All right, a site that brings back a lot of memories for a lot of people. Let's check in with Bruce and see what the weather on Denman Island is going to be like tonight for the FABLE Cottage.
Well, it's going to be a little cloudy. There's a chance of a shower happening overnight tonight and probably a little bit into tomorrow morning as well, Hudson. So let's take a look at the 7-day forecast right now, which, as you can see, has a little bit of a break from the rain and the fog. So the temperatures are going to get cooler, which means that we will have less of that fog in as a factor. And that's not too bad at all. A little rain for the weekend, but as we can see, we have a little sunshine coming in for Thursday. Here's something cool. Look, I got my copy of the weather calendar, the Environment Canada weather calendar. The Canadian